In New Hampshire, we joined Team Pancake.
Their motto, go big, land flat.
Hi, we're the Care Kids.
Our parents are crazy. They want to take us on a year-long trip.
They call it an empathy expedition.
We're traveling the states to discover what makes us united.
50 states and 52 lakes.
And I saw you, 'cause I wanna be like the wind. I wanna run with you. Oh, we can be wolves, howling at the great white moon. I wanna be by your side when you light up the sky for the world to see. Run, 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 run with me.
So growing up, there was a family that lived on our street who always talked about their camp back in New Hampshire, and I never knew exactly what they were referring to until we were coming to New Hampshire, so I had to call the Rudys. Bob and Sherry Rudy, they raised their children on the same street that my parents raised us, and we gave them a call and said, hey, we're gonna be out, in New Hampshire. Could we come in to visit? And not only did they let us come visit, they invited us to come and stay with them. So that was such a treat.
So before we got to Lake Winnipesaukee, there's a movie called What
You
About?
don't have to tell them that. Everyone knows What About Bob.
Well, not everybody knows about What About Bob.
I think they do. I'm pretty sure they
Do
do.
you all know What About? Hopefully most of you know about What About Bob. Well, Lake Winnipesaukee is where that's supposed to take place.
It's so fun to have a classic movie to go with each state, and what better to go with New Hampshire than
What About Bob?
Sure.
Our kids were so excited because they were out on Lake Winnipesaukee sailing. I'm sailing.
I'm sailing. I sail. I'm sailing. I'm a sailor. I sail. I sail now.
Well, they weren't really sailing. They were boating, but yeah.
Boating with Bob on Lake Winnipesaukee, it was great.
This is called Sally's Gut. That's Stone Dam Island over there, and this is the mainland.
Billy's gonna drive. You better hang on.
She's doing okay.
All the homes there have a restriction. They can only have a 500 square foot footprint. So their home is 2 stories and it has a basement as well, but the main floor is only 500 square feet, and it was so just beautifully planned, just a great little home right there on the lake.
The Swains.
Yes, Rachel and Matt Swain are the family that we shadowed while we were in New Hampshire, and they were a delight.
This is where we introduce them to making maple sugar. So we'll collect it in the spring from the trees, right? It just drifts out into buckets. And we collect the buckets or the tubes into tanks, and then we'll pump it into that silver tank right there. So it's gonna run actually through these pipes that are hanging. It's actually moving slowly. That's part of the hood. And the cold sap will go through those pipes before it goes into the pan in order to warm it before it cools off the sap that's boiling. Hey!
Up in the suite.
Yep.
She's showing us around.
Now you wouldn't be able to take a picture if this was steaming because it would just be a big cloud.
Yes. Oh my gosh, they treated us not only like family, but like royal family.
They really did.
Yeah.
So they own a pancake house. They own a sugar house where they make maple syrup, and then attached to that they own a pancake house, and these pancakes were amazing.
Yeah, they were incredible. They had just all these amazing, really fresh toppings and dried fruits and different things that they would mix into your pancakes, and then they have, of course, their home house-made maple syrup that they give you to pour all over the top. And it was such a beautiful area of New Hampshire. We drove up this beautiful road, and the leaves were all starting to change. and found their little pancake house, and yeah, we just sat down, and their waitress, she was so cute.
She was. She explained in detail how to order.
Our pancakes do tend to be just a little bit larger than average. So if you've got a debate going on about the number of pancakes you want, chances are you probably want the lower number.
The pancakes are served family style, so everybody makes their order, and then they just bring out all the pancakes at the same time on a big plate, a big platter.
They had 3 different types of bacon: floppy, crispy, and dead. Rachel said the way that they came up with it is that she made some bacon, and her husband said he wanted it crispy, and so she made it how she thought was crispy, and he said, that's not crispy, that's floppy. And so she said, well, how would you make it crispy? So then he made it crispy, and she said, that's not crispy, that is dead. That is just burnt.
If you were a bacon personality, which one would you be?
Ooh, if I were a bacon, I had mine crispy. Right in the middle.
No, I mean, what would your personality be? Floppy?
Crispy or dead? Floppy. I'm crispy.
Yeah? I like it.
The next one's the lemon berry.
Nice more.
There you are.
Well, last one
Here is your birthday
Making
cake.
people feel comfortable.
There you are.
New England and connect with
Dessert.
The Pancake House is located right next to the Sugar House, and the Sugar House is 2 stories.
My favorite place in the Sugar House is on the ladder. That's the place I want to show off. You know what I mean? Because you're in the cloud. Like, put your hand out, you're standing there, you put your hand out and you can't see it.
Rachel said during the time when they're boiling, she said it's just magical.
You'll have steam coming across and then it will go down the stairs like it was a haunted house. And everybody says, oh my gosh, you should do this haunted house. But you can't replicate that. These right here, these flaps, allow the steam to either be kept in or to be let out. So when we're boiling hard, you're gonna take a long stick and let it open. And what's gonna happen is when you open both flaps, then you're gonna have all that steam released, you know what I mean? And it looks like the place is on fire. And every year we get called into the fire department because the place is on fire.
Yeah, Rachel knows her stuff. You would think, honestly, you talk to her and you would think the girl was born in a sugar house. She probably was, but she spent so much time, you know, just with the process of sugar and syrup her whole life.
Maple
I
syrup,
think,
yeah.
the process of maple syrup that she's just such a pro at it. She was so fun to visit with.
Okay, the thing about player pianos, we have all these scrolls. And you'll notice some of them work beautifully, and some of them, like every single note seems to be off just slightly. That means that something about the music isn't lined up with this type of player piano. Okay. So its message is almost the same but slightly different. And with music, you know. So the idea, take a look. It's just like a spinning wheel in some ways. And you can keep the airflow and you can control right here how fast the air.
Rachel and Matt aren't just good at making syrup, they're good at lots of things. They are really good gardeners and farmers. They have this amazing garden and farm that they grow right around their house. They also have several businesses. They run the Pancake House. They make all of their maple syrup each year and they sell a bunch of that. And then they also do carriage rides all winter long. They live right near Lake Winnipesaukee and there are some beautiful restaurants there nearby. So they bring these big, beautiful horses. They're just jacks of all trades. If they can think it up, they can do it. They're just a total power couple. Really fun to watch.
We call them forget-me-nots because they're the tiniest flower in the garden. They're one of the tiniest, and oftentimes we talk about all the beautiful flowers that are in the garden, right? And because they're so tiny, sometimes they might feel like they're forgotten. Do you ever feel like you're forgotten because you're little? Yeah. So we don't ever want to forget them. We name them a forget-me-not.
Rachel's just so talented and she has got energy. I tell you that, girl. Wow. Yeah, we honestly expected to come for pancakes and do a little filming, and maybe as the kids came home from school, you know, we'd meet them and talk to them a little bit. We ended up staying from morning until way after dark. So we started out making pancakes, then we went out to the garden and picked pumpkins and squash and other vegetables. Then the children came home and we all carved the pumpkins. Then we went apple picking. Then we made maple candy. Then we went for a sleigh ride all over the farm. Then we she had a made from scratch dinner that included rolls and soup and this
homemade
amazing homemade
applesauce.
applesauce that we're all still dreaming about. And anyway, it was just like, yeah, the energy, the motivation. We were exhausted just watching her.
We really were.
Yeah.
We were tired. By the end of the day, yeah, it was a very, very fun day. But by the end of the day,
so
we
fun.
all collapsed into our beds. Which Rachel said that, you know, that's kind of the goal at the end of the day, to be like, oh, I'm so happy and fulfilled. I'm just gonna collapse into bed and get up the next day and do it again.
Rachel's husband Matt is super hard worker. He is just a farmer from New Hampshire, just all the way
Born
through.
and raised,
Yep. And just so strong and so much stamina and so much character.
I think the main thing that I learned from them was just the importance of their family. I loved how she said, you know, the business was made to support the family, not the other way around. And they've learned how to do it in New Hampshire.
Her cute little toddler just runs around and everybody knows him.
Joe
and
Fish.
Joe Fish, that's the guy. He had this darling little hat on. And anyway, yeah, Joe is just adorable. And